Alright guys, and we are rolling. So I'm making this video because part of what I think is if there was no electronic collar until today, and they hired me to be the person that marketed it, the slogan that I would come up with is, this is a tool that will allow every dog trainer to amplify their skill. Every dog trainer would buy one. If you said this is a tool, and honestly, if the sequence of events was, the very first thing that came out was, if it came out and it was Greg's pager-only collar, no other remote collar had ever existed, everybody would buy one. They'd be working this thing day and night, working it day and night. The problem is they'd figure out that there are some dogs that are going to need more than this. They would still probably see it superior to a pinch collar. So then they would add a nick, probably. They'd add a nick somehow. They would figure that out before they would add continuous. Because there wouldn't be anything in current dog training. Pinch collars would probably be, gold and pink and every other thing, if they didn't have electronic collars. But with the pinch collar, the reality of that would be more of a nick type of thing. So I really think they would invent the nick first. And what clicker trainers need to understand is people like bigger, stronger, bolder, drivier dogs. Yeah, Malinois will continue to be the dog of choice for sport, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it's a sports car. It is a sports car. You do not have to tear up your helpers with these great big dogs. The life expectancy of helpers catching Rottweilers is probably way shorter. The career expectancy of a guy catching nothing but Rotties is going to be a lot shorter than a guy catching nothing but Mals. And you can have obviously, you've got to have athleticism, but you could have smaller guys doing it. You can have smaller guys doing it because it is a dance and it is athleticism, and the dogs are lightweight. You're just weight is going to get you, no matter what it is. No matter what it is. If it's an e-collar, if it's a dog, if it's your leash, if it's you, if it's your vehicle, anything. It's all about weight. So. Yes, anybody with Malinois uses e-collar, so that's why it's kind of a cliche. But your average person, your average 20-something, and there's a huge demographic of a lot of young girls in their 20s being attacked by pit bulls and stuff, and not just pit bulls, other dogs. Maverick just bit the pet sitter's sister. That's a whole other episode. He can never go home again, though. But people like the look of big dogs. And I'm going to tell you another thing the e-collar has in its favor is almost every alpha male in dog training uses an e-collar. And if I'm wrong, please let me know. I don't think I'm wrong, though. Every alpha male in dog training uses an e-collar. So, I don't know about every alpha female, but I know for a fact every alpha male, because these are the guys that put on sleeves, that put on suits, that participate in dog sports, where you are basically having a dog that acts as your lieutenant. But you got to have tools to keep your lieutenant under control at a distance. That's the reality of why e-collars were invented. The fact that these people are incapable of understanding. If you reversed it, the pager-only collar came out today, it would take them about, they would be innovating at an incredible rate. And, they'd be maybe even syncing these things up to manners, minders, every other thing. You could probably have manners, minder controlling the dog with the pager by virtue of the remote from a camera that was set at eye level for the dog on your floor. It would take these alpha male guys, these guys that run field trials, and these guys that do police dogs, and there's girls that do it too, but it is a male-dominated. Schutzen isn't as much, but police dogs is a male-dominated whatever it is. Click. It's not click. It's nothing bad. I mean, it's just, it's male-dominated. It's male-dominated. You're going to get, I mean, we can ask Bill. We can text my friend Bill and say, are most of your clients, in percentage-wise, I mean, if he said 75% of male, that would surprise me. I would say it's probably more like 80, 95. Nothing against women. Women make the best dog trainers because they're more tuned in. So, anyway, there's some space here because Summer's supposed to be in the episode. In fact, I should just take a cartoon and make it Summer. She just finds this stuff so boring. But that's what you have to think of. It would take these guys, it would take these alpha male guys about 6 months to figure out, and then there'd be a lot of dogs that you could work with a nick, because if you only were limited to a nick and you could learn to use a nick in a continuous fashion, honestly that can become better than the continuous because it's infinite. It's infinite till the batteries run out. Not that you would, calm down, Eileen. But a continuous isn't infinite. It's only 12 seconds. And honestly, if you're so horrible that you can't bend and manipulate the dog into doing what you want in less than 12 seconds, Jesus Christ, then you're not very good. So that, to me is a really downside of the collar. And that came about because of these alpha males. These alpha males had, maybe it was Mark at Dog Trap, maybe it was Alex. They had their ear and told them, we need it hotter and longer. Yeah. I can assure you, a lot of the women married to these guys are saying the same thing. Now I got Summer on board. Now I got some, when I take this show this way. No, I have, and I am going to put on my, open letter to stalker. I do have a bit of a loose cannon aspect to my personality that I'm noticing. But it's because you people have turned the screw so much. Loose cannon, where's the cannon icon? Anyway, that's what I want you guys to think of. We have got to stop saying the word STIM, and I'm not, if this offends anybody, it's reality. The word STIM is a recent term. I don't think it was around. It's only spread through social media, because prior to, I've never heard that, because it was always identified as the nick or continuous, or the momentary, or continuous have another name. The nick or momentary. I think I like momentary better. Yeah, I think we should need to start using that. Nobody said STIM. That didn't make any sense. Did that mean you're hitting the nick? That was like some sort of, e-collar vernacular, but when I hear that I wince. Only because anybody that's been doing it since the 90s isn't familiar with that term. If you went to a field trial and started saying STIM, 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 if these guys were familiar with it, it would only be through social media. It would not be in their current vernacular that I know of. They've got different terms to describe nick and continuous, or momentary and continuous, and you have got to do that. If you're an e-collar trainer and you're using the word STIM, unless you have previously, and I guess if you had the Dogtra, I guess I could use it on my 2 dog because I have it set to nick. So if I said I'm using the pager or the STIM, and previously had said I have it set on nick, you would understand. But if I didn't, you wouldn't understand. So that's why I don't like that. I think I made a video like 2 or 3 years ago just going, like, Summer's like, who cares? But I mean, it doesn't make any sense. That's what you guys have to understand. You've got to lose that from your vernacular. You've got to lose anybody everybody that's saying low-level STEM, I don't even know what to say. It's not innovating. I don't know how much more I can do to prove, and I understand on some level it's an exercise in futility, but if you said to me, I am more skilled at bending and turning and lifting dogs using continuous stimulation than you are with the pager, I'd say, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. That would just be my opinion, but Summer's opinion too. I pay her to have my opinion. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, that's what it is. The reason we even have electronic collars, and we're going to have another one about why it's not evolving, is because people if you ask the majority of young girls that have pit bulls, I like the way it looks. This is what I say. This is what they say. They like bully breeds because of the way they look. They're forgetting what goes with that. So, why these clicker people, I don't know who the #1 clicker pit bull trainer is. And what I also don't know is who is the figurehead for the anti-e-collar movement. Because if you said you need a figurehead for the pro-e-collar movement, they'd be standing in line. Because first off, I would say every guy that ever put an FC on a dog to start with. And every guy that ever put a Schutzen 3 on the dog. And I will tell you, Phil Holscher would be a good one, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why Phil Holscher would be a good one. And I guess I'm still friends with Phil. I should probably friend Phil on Facebook. But what he did was he did a lot of work with the with the 2-box, and so did Kurt. So did my friend Kurt that trains police dogs, where they took the collar with the 2 boxes, and Phil had it down to a science where you could manipulate the front end and the back end of the dog with the collar, and I do think he was using the pager. But he worked on that movie. Batman 3. Do you remember the Batman where Heath Ledger played the Joker?
Yeah.
And there was Rottweilers. We could probably go and find the scenes. That was Phil. Yeah, oh no, he trained them, but he's a stuntman too. So he was actually the person in the scene holding the Rottweilers in dressed as the Joker. And oh yes, apparently there was these big chains they dug into his hand, this, that, and the other. He won't see this. It's true though, you can ask him. But what he did to get the Rottweilers running and stuff, because I got him, and he'll tell you this, a sound box from Mark. That's when Mark still used to be at Dog Trot. And I told Phil, don't call Mark at Dog Trot. Mark did not like guys. Mark only liked girls. It was true. It was true. We can find him. And so Phil tried to call him and thank him. I made Mark give Phil, it was like a 2300 or something hooked up to a sound box. And I told Phil, don't call this guy, just accept the gift and just don't even call him. Phil tried to call him, and apparently Mark just made some mumbling and hung up on him.
Oh my God.
As soon as he heard it was a guy, he had a lot of problems. Anyway, but what Phil did was used that sound box, fed those Rottweilers, and I'm going to share that. I've got a video of Sue did it with the puppies and Marla me, and Sue unfriended me. She doesn't like me anymore. I'll get her back though. Was used the buzzer box, which is a sound box, to get the Rottweilers to run for the scene where they needed to be running. Looked like they were chasing, I suppose, but he needed them to run to go get the food. So he used the sound box to do that, which was really innovative. Phil is a very innovative guy, I will say that. And that's what dog training needs. Not people that are standing around saying, I use the low-level STIM method. Get over it. Get over that method. Make up something new. I'm begging you. Have a tone with it. Have a tone. Do anything. Anything other than just keep doing that. Anyway, I'm going to share that video right above this on the page about, it's called Marley and Me, the Buzzer Puppies. Someone never saw it before.
No.
She can't wait. Bye, you guys.